Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Brand Out Podcast, a podcast all about branding. Today, we are live at New Lothrop High School with a bunch of awesome students. Give yourselves a round of applause, guys. Let's hear the students. And today, we are going to talk about the idea of branding for the students, and the episode is entitled, What's Your Brand? So buckle up, get ready, and let's have a good time with this episode. Are you guys ready for this? All right, well, by way of introduction, my name is Tony Nash. I am the CEO and founder of azeebrandingolutions in Owasso. I am a follower of God, first and foremost. I'm a husband and father to 6 children and still alive to talk about it. I am a podcaster, of course. Some affectionately call me the Brand Father. I am a high school basketball coach, and I am a big sneakerhead. I'm wearing some today, but I got almost 100 pairs of Jordans and Air Max, so if I got any sneakerheads in the house, come see me afterwards, and we can talk shop. But our guest of honor today, really the reason everyone's here, is we have a current New Lothrop alumnus. This is our creative director, Bethany Simons. Everybody give her a big round of applause. Beth is married to Caleb. She is a dog mom to Lucy. Lucy is an awesome dog. She comes to the office quite regularly. She lives on a farm not too far from here. She is an absolute creative genius. And in 2013, she's old, she was voted most likely to stay in New Lothrop, but that actually didn't happen, did it?
I live in Owasso now, so I'll be back, don't worry.
You know, she's here all the time, so. And then in the back there, our video director, Micah. Micah, raise your hand. Everybody look at Micah, wave at Micah.
Hey, Micah.
Micah's running the camera. Hey. He is also a follower of Jesus. He's married to a young lady named Maya. He is a Spider-Man enthusiast. If any of you love Spider-Man, talk Micah. He knows everything there is to know about Spider-Man. And he's our only Gen Z in the office. And then last but not least, our marketing director. She's in the back there. Morgan, raise your hand.
Hi, Morgan.
Hi, Morgan. Morgan's going to be handing out candy today, so you're going to want to watch for her.
She just got really popular.
She's the newest popular girl here now. So Morgan is our marketing director. She was born and raised in Colorado. She is a social media guru. She also does some real estate on the side, and she is a coffee connoisseur, so she cannot start her day without a good cup of coffee. So our company, azeebrandingolutions, we work with companies all over the country, helping them grow their brand from A to Z. And we do that in a lot of different ways. We offer web design, social media, graphic design. We do full-scale video production, podcasting, photography. We even offer printing for our clients. So it's fun because we get to work with a lot of different brands, helping them grow what they do.
A lot of times we describe this to our clients as that we are a one-stop branding solution. We are a team of branding experts, and we are going to connect your brand to your buyer. But here's the thing, Tony. We're not here to talk about us. We just want to let you guys know a little bit who we are before we started talking, but this is all about you.
It's about you guys today. So we want to test your branding knowledge. How many of you would say that you are a good expert on branding? Like you can identify brands. Anybody in the house?
We got a few hands.
There's a few. How many say, I don't know anything about brands? That's all right. All right, we're going to teach you today. We're going to start with a little game called
Name That Brand.
Let's try it again. We're going to play a little game called Name That Brand. All right, good job. And we're going to show you a series of logos, and these logos have no words on them. It's just a logo mark. And if you can identify the logo, just yell it out. Yell it out for us, okay? And then if Morgan hears you yell it first, she's going to throw you a piece of candy, okay? So we're going to do our best. Or these are going to go really quick. Are you ready? Yeah. Hey, listen. Miss Kaviz told me I could hand out orange slips, so I don't want to have to do that today, but you guys are going to have to bring the excitement down just a little bit, all right? All right. Let's see if we can get it quiet in here for just a second. All right. First one is, are we ready? It's going to come up on the screen quick. Yell it out. Ready? Oh, all right. All right. Second. All right. All right.
I think they know.
All right. Quiet.
Okay.
Good job. All right, listen up. We are going to move on to colors. I'm going to show you a series of colors. I don't want you to tell me the color. I want you to tell me what brand this color belongs to. Okay? Are we ready? What brand has these colors? Someone said Starbucks. Morgan?
Right here,
right
16.
Here. Someone said Starbucks.
16.
That is correct. All right, what about this one?
Lions.
The Lions, right there. This guy saw it. I heard a crackly voice right down front. All right, last one.
Hold on.
What is it? Subway? No?
John Deere?
All right, listen, I'm going to give you a hint.
Hey, John Deere, we have it right
Who
here.
said John Deere?
Right in front.
Right here, John Deere. Caitlin Clark in the front. John Deere. John Deere green. Listen, I drove past a few John Deeres this morning on my way in. I can't believe you guys didn't get that one faster. All right, this next one, I'm going to give you a series of taglines. And you're going to tell me the brand associated with this tagline. Here we go. All right.
Yeah, we got a good one down
Very
here.
Good. Arby's. Good, good. All right, you guys are doing a really good job, but I'm going to hand this next one over to Beth.
Okay. So this one is going to be a little bit more complicated, so you're going to have to listen. You're going to have to pay attention. This one's not going to be as easy. This one's going to be brand personality. So this one's going to describe the brand. We're not going to necessarily have the logo up there. You have to guess it by the description. So the first one is confident, playful, bold, loves glam, owns her story, and isn't afraid of pink. Barbie, yes,
Barbie,
you
who
got
said
it.
Barbie over here. This
Yeah,
man knows
over
his
here.
Barbie right here. He says he has two sisters, but all right.
Okay, for the next one, extreme. Someone right in the middle here.
All right, good job. Good job.
Okay, our last one is competitive, collaborative, and creative. We got some right here. They got it, Tony.
Yeah.
So, if you guys...
All right, hold on. All right, I want to show you guys something. Maybe this will help calm you down just a little bit, okay? We have a brand new pair of AirPods. We're going to tell you, someone's going to win these. We're going to tell you how after the thing today. But I will tell you, if you can't lock in, everybody lock in. We want you to learn today. If you can't lock in, we're going to take you off the list, all right? So if you need some AirPods, lock in. Okay, so go ahead, Beth.
Okay, so if all of those logos can make you feel something in 2 seconds, you guys knew what those logos were in 2 seconds, really fast. You guys were speaking so quickly. And so if you know what those logos can make you feel in 2 seconds, what do you think your actions are doing every single day? That is your brand.
And that's what we're really going to hear. That's what we're going to talk about today is a brand, it conjures up feelings and emotions. When you saw those brands, you immediately had a feeling. Maybe it was happy, maybe it was angry, maybe it was excited, maybe it was hungry, maybe you wanted to go to McDonald's, something. It brought up some type of emotion. And that's what you guys do every single day with your brand. So to kind of get this started, let's first go back to what is a brand. Some of you said, I'm a branding expert. By the answers today, I think a lot of you know more about brands than you realize. But let's talk about what is a brand. The word branding actually originated, it was a cattleman's or a farmer's term, and they would create a little brand mark. They would put it on a piece of steel. How many of you have ever seen this? And they would actually brand a cattle. Mm-hmm. That would help that when the cattle were roaming around and people saw them, they could identify which farm, which ranch those cattle belong to. But that's not really what branding is today.
No, so we wanted to play that exercise with you guys to see if you knew branding. And clearly you guys do.
Yeah.
But what you can notice is that you knew them by their logos, so by the look, you knew them by the color, but you also knew them by the description. And the description is their brand voice. And so you could tell by their look, their voice, and their values what their brand was.
And the same thing applies to your brand, right? The way you look, that's part of your brand. Your voice, the way that you talk to people, that's part of your brand. And your values, the thing that you place a high value on, those things all make up who your brand is and how you show up and how you make people feel. And so really a brand, your brand it's a combination of these three things. It's your look. How do you show up? Listen, it's America. You can wear whatever you want. You can wear your hair however you want. You can wear whatever makeup you want, as long as your parents let you, I suppose, right?
As long as you're appropriate for school.
It's appropriate for school. But the way you look and the way you present yourself it is a part of your brand. It does say a message to your friends, to your teachers, to your parents, to the people who see you. And then your voice. How do you talk? Are you soft-spoken? Are you loud? Are you funny? Are you arrogant? Are you the type of person that people like to be around? Are you the type of person that uses bad language or uses positive language? Are you disrespectful? That makes up your brand. And then the things you place a high value on. I want Beth to talk a little about values.
Your values are so important. So what are your high values? Is it hard work? Is it something when you love music? Are you place a high value on music? Are you creative? Do you place a high value on being able to express yourself?
Fashion, yeah.
Fashion. There's so many different things, and they're all so important to you. It's what you value.
So we're not here today to tell you how you should look. We're not here to tell you how you should sound, and we're not here to tell you what things you should place a high value on. Those are the things that you need to determine, maybe with your family, with your friends, or maybe thinking about where you're going in your life. But understanding that the way that you look, the way that you talk, the way you present yourself, the things that you place a high value on will determine your brand, and it will be what people think about you. Mm-hmm. It will be what your teachers think about you, your friends think about you, and it will be what your future employers think about you. And so really an easy way to say it is your brand is a combination of who you think you are. So who do you think you are? If you had to describe yourself, some of you brought out some papers. We got to see some of those where you kind of described yourself. But it's a combination of who you think you are and who your friends, family, teachers, coaches think you are. And so would they describe you the same way? Would they describe you the same way that you describe yourself? Do they think of you the same way you think of yourself?
Well, I think a good way to describe this is your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. Now, this is not gossipy. This is...
Could be.
And it could be. You don't want it to be. But this is when you walk away, if someone say, wow, she's so bubbly. Or are they going to say, oh my gosh, that person is so thoughtful. Or are they going to say, wow, that was rude.
Yeah.
You know, what is the takeaway people are having when you leave a conversation?
When you walk away from the conversation, what's being said? And that's something really to consider. And so people remember the way you make them feel long after they forget your words. They might not even remember the words that you said, but people remember how you made them feel. So if you made someone feel really special, or if you made somebody feel really bad, they're going to remember that even more than the words you say.
You know, actually this past weekend, I hung out with a bunch of girls that I graduated with. And I graduated almost 13 years ago. And naturally we were talking about memories and all these things. And one of the girls was like, oh my gosh, do you remember so-and-so? And the immediate response from someone else was, they always made me feel like crap about myself.
Yeah.
It has been 13 years since they had that interaction with that kid, and they still feel that today. They still feel that.
And there's a good chance that 13 years later, that guy or girl is a much different person.
Yeah.
But that person still remembers how they made them feel. And a lot of times you guys don't realize the impact that your words and the things that you do and the things that you say have, but they really do. I have a very similar story. When I started my business 10 years ago, I made a post on Facebook that said, this was before Instagram, right? So that's how old I am. But it said, I'm starting a company, and if you know anyone that needs a website or needs help with their social media, let me know. And a friend or a kid that I knew from high school, he was a freshman when I was a senior, and I barely even remember him, but he said, hey, I wanted to reach out. My company needs your help, and I wanted to call you because you were always so nice to me in high school. And I honestly don't even remember the kid that well, but I just tried to be the type of person that was nice to everybody. And because I was nice to him 25, 30 years ago, however long it was, it opened up a door of opportunity for me in my business that many years later. And that is really the power of a brand, a power of a strong brand. And so to illustrate that, we're going to play another little game called Name That Teacher. We're going to also do Name That Student. So a few of the faculty members went around and did a survey of some different teachers and different students, and we got some descriptive words or some personality traits, and we're going to put those up on the screen, and we're going to see if you can name that
Now, before
teacher.
you do it, we are this round, we're going to have you guys raise your hand. We don't want you to shout it out. Raise your hand, and we're going to have Miss Kaviz over here is going to pick which one is going to answer it, because I'm sure your hand will shoot up.
They don't need a mic yet.
And we're going, that way it's a little bit more organized and we can hear each other.
If you shout it out, you won't get candy of this one, okay? So just raise your hand if you think you know it, all right?
Okay, our first teacher is very structured. He's organized, values consistency, huge Michigan fan. Mr. Coleman.
That is correct. All right. Morgan, give this young lady some candy. All right, good job. Good job. Is Mr. Coleman here? Mr. Coleman?
Woo! Let's
give Mr. Coleman a round of applause. All right. All right, this next one.
Okay, she is passionate, she is trendy, thoughtful, creative, and a big animal lover.
What is it? She got it right?
You got it right?
All right, Mrs.
All right, Miss
Longtain. All right. Is Mrs. Longtain here?
Is she in here?
Is Miss Longtain in here? Oh, let's give her a round of
She
applause
missed
anyways.
out.
Yeah.
All right, our last teacher. Oh, we already have hands. We're gonna do, I'm not even gonna say it. Who is it?
Miss Stefanik? That is
Miss
correct.
Stefanik.
That is correct.
I'm gonna be honest, I heard Gwen Stefani.
Beth said she heard Gwen Stefani. That's what we heard up here. So, all right, last teacher.
No, that was the last
That
teacher.
was it. All right, now, I believe, Miss Kaviz, these students are in the room, right? Yes. So we had some students volunteer. We're going to describe a student and see if you recognize them, all right?
Okay, this person is smiley and silly. She is sporty, she is tall, she plays Arsenal volleyball, and she is very intelligent. Juliana.
Let's give Juliana
Is Juliana in
a
here?
big round of applause.
Oh, she's right. There she is, right in front. Okay, so our next person, he's very artistic. Oh, we already have hands. He said Gus. She's got
Gus.
it. Gus Wickerham.
All right, here we go.
All right, our last one. She is a dancer, friendly, works with the fire department. She is fierce.
Aviana Browning. All right, if you were one of these kids, please stand up. If you were one of these kids, please stand up. Let's give these kids a big round of applause. All right, give them all candy, Morgan. Give them all candy. All right.
We're going to run out of candy for the next session.
Let's think about this. Why was it so easy for you all to identify these individuals? What was it about them that made you, man, some of you, before we could even read it, had your hands up, because a lot of you think the same things of these people. And that tells me that these individuals, teachers and students, have showed some consistency in their life. A lot of different people describe them the same way. And would a lot of people describe you the same way? Or is what you think of yourself and what your friends, family, and teachers and coaches think of you different? If we have a client that thinks that they have the best burger in town, and then all the reviews online say, this burger is really bad, we call that a brand identity crisis. Like, they don't know their brand. And if you're the type of person that thinks something of yourself and everybody else thinks something differently of you, then that is a bit of a brand identity crisis. And so today it's really about being self-aware. Do you know yourself, and are you able to be consistent? That consistency creates credibility.
So if people
Someone
know
saw a
what
picture of themselves.
if people know what to expect from you, they can trust you. So a great example of this is on a court, or when you're at practice. If you go to practice one day and you are putting all your effort in, you're trying really hard, you're doing great, and then the next day you show up and you're lazy, you don't care, you've got a bad attitude, and then you keep going back and forth, your coach is probably not going to trust you to put you into the game.
Yeah, I mean, I as a high school basketball coach, I had a kid one time. He'd come to some practices and he would work his tail off, and then the next day he'd come, he'd show up late, and he's just kind of going halfway through. And it made me not want to put him in the game because I didn't trust that in those big moments that he would show up. And some of you probably all can think of that kid who one day they come to school and they're really happy, and the next day they come to school and they're really sad, and the next day they come and they're really grumpy, and the next day they come and they're really tired, and they're just up and down, right? It's like a roller coaster ride being their friend. And that type of person, it's almost like you walk on eggshells around them. It's really hard to predict what they're going to be. And if that's you, if you lack that consistency, then it makes it hard for people around you, your friends, your teachers, your parents, someday your bosses, to trust you.
I also want to say to that, it's really important to think we're not telling you to be 100% every single day. That's not possible. Some days are hard.
You're going to have off days.
You're going to have off days, but what people are going to remember from you is what you are most of the time.
Yeah. And so work on that consistency, because a strong brand, it can build trust, and it opens up doors for you. It opens up opportunities. Like I said, 25, 30 years later, a door of opportunity opened for me to get a new client because of something I did in high school. And many times you might not think that you're in it right now and what you're saying and doing is having an impact, but it could impact down the road. You never know which one of these fellow classmates is going to be maybe your boss someday, or maybe they're going to be someone that needs to hire you, or that you would hire, or maybe you start a business and you want them to be your customer and like, I'm not going to their place because of the way they treated me. And so that strong brand can build trust and open up doors for you.
And you don't really realize what conversations you're having right now and how they're going to come back to you. We use that example a couple times already, but your teachers will advocate for you. Say there's somebody who comes out and you're looking for a job and someone hears, oh, that job could be good for so-and-so. Are they going to have a good recommendation for you? And so you got to be thinking about these things. We're not trying to overwhelm you. We just want you to be aware that what you're doing right now can affect your future.
And social media now, because of the world they're living in, it's a big piece of that, wouldn't you say?
Well, we didn't have to worry about social media the way these kids do.
Thank God that
I didn't have
grow up in a world
Instagram
of
until I
social
went to
media.
college.
The things that I said and did in high school are long forgotten. There's no pictures to prove what my friends might remember. There's no posts that I made that are like, oh man, wish I hadn't done that. But you guys are in that
Yes.
world.
Well, and when we have someone come who wants to work with us and we're going through the hiring process, the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to Google your name. We're going to look you up on social media and we're going to see the kind of things you post. Now, we don't think that you are free to post whatever you want.
Yeah.
But we're going to have an opinion on it.
Absolutely.
And we're probably going to have it's going to be easy to find you.
Well, I've had people that I've interviewed that I thought had good qualifications and did a decent interview. And then I went on their Facebook page or their Instagram page or whatever it might be and saw some of the things they post or comment on. And it just made me feel like that's not going to be a great representation of my company. And maybe that seems to you like, well, that's not fair. I should be able to post whatever I want. You absolutely can. You can post whatever you want. But just understand that your social media is a piece of your story. Mm-hmm. It is a piece of your brand. And as people are trying to formulate opinions about you, that stuff that you're posting or commenting on or liking or sharing, it will tell part of your story. And so just think of those things as you are doing it. And so, you know, we've kind of really broken down what is a brand and how those qualities show up in your life. And maybe it's got your wheels turning like, okay, what is my brand? And the good news is you guys are so young that you have the opportunity, if you're not sure, or even if you know, you can start to build your own brand right now the way that you want it to be. And so we've identified 6 character traits, 6 things that you should really work on and do to build a strong brand.
The first one is you got to be authentic. You got to be yourself. You can't fake a personality. It's so important to be true to yourself. And there's going to be a lot of people that influence you, and that's a good thing. But it's going to be really hard to put up a front every single day because eventually you're going to get exhausted. So you need to find who your true personality is and let it shine.
Yeah, I think the temptation amongst this age group, you know, middle school and high school especially, is everyone's kind of afraid to be an individual. Everyone's trying to be like somebody else or be like somebody they admire or dress like somebody they like the way they dress. And although it's great to gather inspiration from people you look up to, whether that be friends or parents or teachers, or sometimes maybe even celebrities can inspire you, and you can pull different things and say, ooh, I like that and I want to be like that. You have to remain who you are. There's only one you. There's only one you in the whole world. And so you got to be comfortable with that, and you got to be authentic. And when you can get to the place where you know yourself and understand who you are and work on being an authentic person, you will find that that will open up a lot more opportunity and trust for you. The second thing is be consistent. We talked about this a little bit already, but don't be the type of person that's up and down and different every day and never know what to expect from. Be the type of person that works on being consistent. Little repetitive things day after day, building a story, good habits over time. That's what's going to create trust.
Well, and if you're authentic to yourself, it should be pretty easy to be consistent.
It's a lot easier to be consistent when you're being authentic because you're not playing a role or a character.
So the next one is you got to be respectful. You learn the golden rule at a very young age for a reason. Treat others the way you want to be treated. We've gave a couple examples of this, but you don't know what conversations you're having and how they're going to affect you later on in life. And if you're always kind, you don't have to worry about the things that you said.
Absolutely. You know, a lot of things come in and out of style, right? Fashion goes in and out of style. I have sons that are between 18 and 22 years old, and they're now wearing all the things that I used to wear in high school. So fashion goes out and it comes back. It always comes back. And they're like, why did you throw that away? Why didn't you keep that? And I'm thinking, man, I probably should have kept some of those things. You guys could have repurposed them. But one thing that never goes out of style is kindness. kindness never goes out of style. If you treat people the way you want to be treated and you are a kind person, people will remember that forever, and that will be something worth. I'm getting the 9:30. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Okay, another one is you got to be positive. Energy is magnetic. You want to bring your best self. And when you come with a good attitude, people are going to be drawn to you.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be loud. You don't have to be loud to have a good personality. You don't have to be loud to have people come and be attracted to you.
Yeah. In a world that's very negative, I think the other, maybe one of the downfalls of social media world is there's a lot of negativity out there, isn't there? Just a lot of bad news, a lot of people talking about other people. And in a negative world, be a positive person. Be someone that sees the cup as half full. Some of my friends have described me as the eternal optimist. I'm the type of person that I see a situation and I want to find the positive in that situation. There is a positive situation. Be that type of person.
Okay, the next one's actually my personal favorite. You gotta be courageous. Before we walked out here, I was shaking in my boots.
Shaking in her boots.
Me being up here is me being courageous right now, and this is me stepping out of my comfort zone. If you would have told me a few years ago that I was going to be up on a stage talking to a bunch of students, I probably laughed at you. Because even though I am a louder, extroverted person, public speaking is terrifying.
Yeah.
And so for me to get up here and do this, I was like, it took some encouragement. It took some pushing.
Talking into, yeah.
It took lots of practice. For the last week, we have been going over this time and time again. But you know what? I stepped out of my comfort zone, and I'm so proud of myself to do something like this.
Absolutely.
You have no, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
You have no idea what stepping out of your comfort zone can do for you.
Absolutely. When I hired Beth a few years ago, I told her, like, we're going to need you to be on some podcasts and we're going to need you to speak at some events. And she was absolutely terrified. And the way she's improved from then till now is immense. And it's all because she has been willing to step out of her comfort zone. And, really, guys, life begins when you step outside of that comfort zone. You got to try things that are just a little bit hard or that maybe don't make you feel comfortable, and you never know what kind of opportunities it can open. My personal favorite, though, is the last one, is be grateful. I say this phrase to my kids all the time. If you approach life with gratitude, you can't lose. Kids, if you approach life with a grateful heart, you can't lose in life. You're thankful for the good things. You're thankful for the bad things. It's all part of your story. It's all building you. That song, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? Those things that are challenging and difficult, we all go through them, but be grateful for them. And gratitude, to me, is one of the greatest traits a person can acquire. And so be thankful. Say thank you to people. Give credit when credit is due, and that will help you. And so those are 6 things that will really help you build a strong brand, but it takes time. Building a brand takes time, guys. It's literally your daily choices that add up. And so if you have one of those bad days, it's okay as long as you don't string a bunch of bad days in a row together, right? If you work on that consistently, like, I'm going to be a positive person 90% of the time, 95% of the time. I'm going to be a grateful person. I'm going to be a courageous person. I'm going to be a positive person, and those things will help build a brand that adds up over time. And so I think maybe some of you are watching this or listening to this, and you're like, hey, I got this. This is me. You're describing me, man. You and I, we got this, right? And maybe some of you are sitting there and you're like, I don't know, this seems like really, really hard. And I think, there really are 2 types of people. So if you would consider yourself an extrovert, somebody who's expressive, bold, a connector, approachable, conversational, you say, I'm an extrovert, raise your hand. Raise it up high. Come on. Okay, we got some extroverts in the building.
Teachers back there raising their hands.
Now, if you would say, I'm a little bit more like, I'm really dependable, I'm creative, I'm a good listener, I speak with purpose, I communicate about things that I know, but I'm a little bit of an introvert. Like, put your hands up a little bit lower. Like, that's me, I'm an introvert. Anybody? Okay, no introverts in the house.
Not one introvert.
Oh, there we go. I see some hands peeking up there. And so the key is, listen, we said earlier, it's not about whether you're an extrovert or an introvert. One is not better than the other. You need both. The key is understanding who you are and understanding what value you bring and how you can build that trust.
Well, extroverts and introverts bring different skills to the table. And so that's why it's really important to understand who you are.
Right.
And you have some people who fall in the middle who like to talk to people but kind of get exhausted and want to go home. And so understanding your own brand is knowing if you are extroverted, knowing if you are introverted. If you are an extroverted person, use your energy. Your energy is what makes you unforgettable. If you are introverted, make sure people know that you're reliable and that you got this quiet strength. Use it to your ability. There's a lot of talents that come with each of these different brands.
And there's a lot that an introvert can learn from an extrovert, and there's a lot that an extrovert can learn from an introvert. A lot of times, Beth said her and I are both extroverts, and so we can tend to sometimes talk over people and not be good listeners. And it's important for us we have some extroverts in our office. Micah in the back, he raised his hand high. He's an introvert. He would rather not be the one speaking. So when Micah speaks up, we listen because we know he's not just talking to hear himself talk, because sometimes that's what we do. And so surround yourself with both types of people and learn from each other, and always work on becoming a better version of yourself. But if you're an introvert, that's okay. There are a lot of very successful introverted people and a lot of very successful extroverted people. And so we want to kind of transition this into a little bit here, how your brand and understanding your brand and being aware of who you are and how you show up can actually determine your career path.
Yep.
How many of you have ever asked the question, where do I fit? Anybody ever asked that? Like, where do I fit in school? Where do I fit in life? Where do I fit in my family? I'm the middle child. I'm the youngest. Where do I fit, right? Where do I fit on the team? And listen, you should ask that question. If you didn't raise your hand, then you need to ask that question today. Where do you fit? And a lot of times people will choose a career path based on, well, that's what my parents did, or that job can make a lot of money, or this just makes sense because it has a good retirement plan, and not really considering if that fits their personality traits.
When I graduated high school, I went to go be a social worker, to be a counselor, just like Ms. Zimbor, because she was somebody who made a big impact in my life. And I was like, oh, I want to be just like her. I want to change like her, and I want to do all these things. And I went to school. I started taking classes in psychology. And I very quickly realized that was not meant for me. I didn't feel like myself. I wasn't expressing my creativity, and I kind of felt stuck, and I wasn't thriving. I could feel it. And so even though I love Miss Zimbor and she had a great impact, that wasn't my path. That's her path. Yeah. And so it's really important to me to kind of figure out what I needed. And that's when I stepped into graphic design. And the other good thing is I love Miss Wickerham. So I had another really great teacher. I see her sitting out there. I keep looking at her. I had another great teacher who helped influence me. And those are great. It's good to know that you have people around you that can encourage you to do things. But I had to find my own path. Yeah. And now I feel like I am right where I'm supposed to be.
Well, and if you see Beth from day to day, Beth loves what she does. She's happy to do the things she does. We read a statistic that almost 70% of Americans hate their job. And that means that almost 3/4 of the people go to a job every day that they don't like. And there is an admirable quality to someone that is willing to just get up every day and work hard, even if they don't like it, because they got to provide and they got to take care of. But you guys are in a generation where with the internet, you could do anything. The possibilities are endless. They're endless. If you say, like, I'm the world's biggest Fortnite expert, you could turn that into a job if you wanted to. And so really choosing that career path, it's about determining what fits you, what fits your personality, what fits your brand. I have a similar story to Beth. When I was in high school, my youth pastor at my church had a very profound impact on my life. And I thought, I want to do that when I got older. So I went to college for that. And I actually did that. I was a youth pastor for 6-7 years. And I thought you guys might like that. And so I recognized after that period of time that I was, maybe that's a young man's game. And I ended up working in hotels. And I did that for 10 years. And now I run my own business. And I've been the type of person that's determined in my life, as my personality changes and evolves and develops, I'm going to purpose to do something that makes me happy every day. And so maybe you've read some of these things on the screen as some examples of, man, if you see a pet on the side of the road and it's dead and it makes you cry and it's a real sad thing, and maybe being a vet might not be the best thing for you because you might not be able to handle the emotion that comes with that. And there's some different examples here, but really figuring out, like, does my personality, does my skill set, does the things that I'm good at and the things that make me happy, do those match what I want to do with my life? Is there anyone in here that's already got it figured out, like what you want to do after high school? Anybody? Oh, wow. Good number of hands.
I kind of want to hear some of them.
Yeah.
Do you think we don't have a lot of time, but I just, right here, what do you want to do? Marine biology.
All right. Well, this guy right here. Yeah.
We're going to the Air Force Academy, riding with Delta.
Very cool. Air Force.
Awesome.
Gonna do one more right here down in front. Construction? That's awesome. And so listen, I'd love to, if anybody wants to talk after today, I'd love to talk to you. And there could be a lot of reasons of why you want to do those things. But whatever career path you choose, make sure that it fits your brand.
And so the goal is not to just pick a job, it's to understand your brand so you can find work that is going to match who you are.
Right.
You want to thrive in your job. And honestly, we know that if you're in a job that you don't really love, it can be soul sucking. It can make
really
you feel
can.
like every day is hard to get up and go. We want you to really think about who you are and where you're going to fit.
Absolutely. And so we got a little math equation for you, for those of you who love math. Your skills, what am I good at, plus your brand, the things that we've talked about, should determine your path. This is where I'm going. These are determining factors that determine what type of career, what type of job fits me, and then be willing to adapt. As you get older and things change and your seasons of life change, be willing to be aware of who I am as a person and my brand, and that will help determine those things.
Okay, so I'm going to take this one. You guys have your own brand. Each one of you has a personal brand. But what you need to understand is that you will always be a part of a bigger picture. So right now, I'm employed by Tony. So what I go out and do is going to represent his company. If I go and talk to a client and I'm rude, that's going to come back and look bad on him and AZ. And that's horrible. We don't want that.
We don't want
And
that.
you guys are a product of New Lothrop. So even though you have your own personal brand, you are a part of New Lothrop's brand. And what you also probably don't realize is how incredible and how privileged you are to be a part of this community. As you get older, you're going to learn that the things that you learned here right now are the foundations for the rest of your life. And you have teachers and you have this community that loves you so much. We have high standards. We are good when it comes to academics. We are great with a work ethic. And that's because your teachers and your coaches, they are pushing you to the limit. They're pushing you for you. And this is this community is wonderful. I keep saying that, and Tony will hear me all the time talking about, I love how I grew up. I want my kids to grow up just like this because you guys are super lucky to have what you have here.
Well, and didn't you say that like in college it opened up some opportunities for you just because you...
Yeah, so when I went to college, I got a job because I was from New Lothrop. So I went to CMU, and we've got thousands and thousands of kids that go there. And when they found out I was from New Lothrop, they're like, we're going to hire you. We've had people from New Lothrop before, and they have been the hardest workers we have ever had on this campus. So if you have anybody after you, I want you to recommend them so we can keep New Lothrop in this position. Yeah, and I say that's a strong testament to what New Lothrop has done and the kind of school that we have.
And you guys you're in the middle of it, right? Mm-hmm. You're in school, and maybe you're like, man, I hate school. School is so boring. I don't like going to this class. I don't like going to that class. And you're just in it every day. And sometimes you don't realize what a privilege it is to be in an environment like this. And I promise you this, you can ask any adult, there will come a day where you'll look back on these days and you'll miss it and you'll have memories. And so get as much out of it as you can possibly get. And I will tell you, not every school district is like New Lothrop. When Beth came in and interviewed at AZ, Beth had a phenomenal resume. Okay. Her experience was unquestionable. She was friendly. She presented herself well. And there was
hold on, keep going.
Yeah. And I looked at her social media and it was great. She never posts anything hardly. So, but there were really two factors of why I hired Beth. And it wasn't really those things. Those things play a factor, but the two things that put me over the edge was, number one, she told me it was from New Lothrop. And every person that I've met in my life, I'm from Owasso, but every person I know and have met from New Lothrop has just been a very kind, friendly person, trustworthy, hardworking. And so maybe there's something in the water here, but that is a unique thing that you guys have, and I think that you should not take it for granted. The second thing was she told me she was a farmer, and so I thought, well, I know farmers. Farmers are hard workers, and if she came from a New Lothrop farm, she's probably going to be good. And it's been a great experience for us. And so understand that you don't just represent you. You're always going to also represent another brand. Right now, you represent yourselves, but you also represent New Lothrop. Maybe you're part of a sports team, so you represent the football team or the basketball team or the volleyball team or whatever. You represent the band. You also represent your family name. When you get older, you're going to represent a company. And so figuring out a way to make sure that your brand is a complement to the other brands that you represent and gleaning from those things will really, really help you. So let's bring this whole thing home. Let's sum it all up. And we're going to go back to something we said earlier. that your brand is a combination of who you think you are and who your friends, family, and teachers think you are. Do they match? If we had put your picture up here and some descriptions, would all of your friends describe you the same way that you would describe yourself? That's something to think about. And so, Beth, you got anything else you want to add to that?
I would say design your brand.
Yeah, there you go.
And don't let it design you.
Yeah.
You are in charge of your future. You guys are in charge of yourselves. And so what you do now is the building blocks for what is yet to come.
Yeah, one of our favorite things is when a client comes to us with an idea and they have maybe some things scratched out on a piece of paper and they have this great new business idea. And we get to help them design a cool logo and a tagline and cool fonts and cool color palettes and graphics that will go with it. And we get to mock up really cool apparel for them. And we get to show them how their logo would look on a billboard or on a sign or on a vehicle. And we really, really, really enjoy that. Designing a brand is a lot of fun. And so have some fun with it. Design your brand. And if you think of some of you who raise your hand, like, I know where I'm going. I know what field I'm going into. We're going to the Air Force Academy, okay? So what does the Air Force Academy represent? And how do I design a brand that's going to fit well with the Air Force Academy? Or maybe as you've designed your brand, you realize, I don't really fit well with the Air Force Academy. What other options are there out there? And start designing your brand and don't let it design you. Don't let yourself just become a product of what everybody else told you should be or do. You design your own brand.
And I think you need to remember, your brand is made up of a lot of different things. It is the way you look, it's the clothes you wear, it's how you present yourself, but it's how you talk to people, it's your interests, what do you love? These are all things that make up your brand. Every little thing that you do every day, that's part of who you are.
All right, well guys, listen, that's our show for today. Thank you for joining us. Give yourselves a big round of applause. And we'll see you next time. Thank you for joining us.
If you enjoyed this content, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. We want to connect with you. Drop a comment, share your thoughts, and let us know what brands you want us to break down next. Follow us on social media for more branding insights, and remember, keep building, keep branding, and always brand out.